Hello everybody, we are here with a general and timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing there be a really big focus on like your self-care, especially emotionally. Like there may be something that you're working on or something that you're getting more protective over energetically within yourself. I'm seeing something that you're like reaching out towards, something that you're connecting with, maybe something that you're focusing your energy on. Temperance, alchemy, transmuting energy. This can be something that you're learning to work with currently. Yeah, we have temperance and the fool. The fool is like something that you're learning to do. There's a material that you're learning to work with. I'm seeing something even that you're learning to mold or shape and get it to work together, it seems like. It's interesting, the rocks that are on this Fool card specifically, it reminds me of this video that I've seen of somebody taking cement and putting cement in a bunch of these bags and making basically like a stone pathway with it. And so if you've seen the video, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. That's what this card is reminding me of, like this little pathway. So there may be something that you're learning how to shape or even focus, but I'm seeing this is taking an immense amount of patience and experience, you learning how to do this. So you're just starting off doing something, you're beginning to do something. I'm seeing cheetah or leopard print here. There's something that you're just beginning to do, that you're learning how to work with the energy. I'm already seeing you be seasoned, but maybe not in this particular realm of activity. So there's something new here that you're exploring, and it's definitely requiring patience and for you to stick with it and work with it, because it's something that you're going to learn how to do, is what I'm seeing here. You're just figuring something out currently. But if you give up, it's not going to be something that you learn. Like I'm seeing your guides be like, you're going to have grit in order to do this. Stick-to-itiveness. All of that. Because it may not be something that's like so easy to do. And there are even like protective barriers or layers. Yeah, I'm seeing you get frustrated immediately. It's like this feeling of maybe I'm not good at this, something like that, but you just need to be patient with yourself to learn. You may also be working with like a negative self-talk space that you're still sort of undoing right now, or like unidentifying with. It's about keeping your heart open as you move through this process and giving it time to work with you. Yeah, I'm seeing it's like an attitude that you're holding on to, but it's not going to help. So if this is a negative attitude that you're holding on to, it's something that you want to check, because it's not going to allow you to do this. But I'm seeing if you release it, it's going to be something that allows you to learn how to do whatever this is that you're trying to do here. It's like a new energy that you're breaking out into, but it's taking you needing to transmute. It's like taking your old energy and wanting to break into a new energy. And so there's like an integration period that's happening here, but there may be like some negativity still that you're holding on to that's making it hard to allow this transition to fully happen. There's like this part of you that's on board with it, but there's this other part of you that may still have like certain attachments that you're learning to release at this point. I'm seeing it definitely be a slow moving process here. The reason that it's a slow moving process is because like Five of Swords, I'm seeing in this particular spread being associated with your ego, right? And so ego's there as a defense mechanism, like it has a purpose, it has a job, right, to protect us. And so you're letting go of something that you felt like you needed before as a defense mechanism. And so it's basically shedding a part that you don't need any longer, but that it did have a purpose and you did need it. And so it's basically like extricating yourself from this part, or extricating this part from the rest of where you're trying to grow into. Otherwise it's going to put a cap on your progress, and it's not going to allow you to like basically ascend vibrationally to where you're getting to. It's like a coping strategy that you don't need anymore, like a defense or a block even that you don't need anymore, but it's keeping you, it's becoming a barrier to your growth, and that's why it needs to be released. But it's something that may make you feel safe, because it's like, if I have this attitude, then like nothing can touch my heart because it's not open, you know, but then you're like not feeling things properly. And you can't feel out this process properly because that part of you've cut off access to, and that's why you need to open back up. And that's what I'm seeing this all be centered, like this Four of Pentacles. There's an association here with the heart chakra that I'm seeing there be this release, this letting go that's happening, but it's something that feels very heavy, that I'm seeing. I'm hearing that spawning resistance currently. But you have to remind yourself you don't need this anymore, even though it feels comfortable and it feels safe to you. You don't need to hold on to this any longer. It's something you can let go of. But it's going to be a process. You're meant to just be patient with yourself through this. Like, it's not just going to happen in a day. I'm seeing this like growing enlightenment that's happening too. Like, I'm seeing this awareness. I'm seeing your crown being activated here. It's like activated more and more as you move through this, like basically as you go through this experience. Yeah, there are all of these things that need to sort of be looked through to see where you're still holding on to stuff that you can be letting go of. This is why it can be tricky too, because mentally it's like valid why you hold on to certain defenses, obviously, because it's the ego's way of protecting itself. So you're transcending your human nature in this way. It's a shedding process. Something is feeling very, very stressful and very difficult and very challenging on a personal level. It's because of how, like, thick the defenses are. Because Five of Swords is like, I'm going to protect myself. So it's like that armor that you hold on, but it's like shutting down the heart chakra in that way. Then Four of Pentacles is like holding on to things. Like, I'm not going to let go of this. Like, I remember how you did that to me, and like all of those sorts of things. And that's what reinforces me to keep this armor on. So that's why the release needs to happen. So you can take the armor off, because you don't need to hold that anymore. You're just like holding on to baggage, holding on to karma. But then Seven of Wands is like, but I have reasons for holding on to this and keeping this. Like, this could happen or that could happen over there. But it's about like shifting your viewpoint into like a more positive, like a higher vibration. Because basically, like, your perspective and what you're clinging on to is going to be what you see manifest. And so you're going to find that when you're releasing the negative energy, it allows you to have access to a higher vibration, and then those negative energies, they no longer have access to you, and they can no longer affect you any longer, because you're not thinking in that way anymore. Whereas before it was necessary and you needed to, because you need to protect yourself, but now you can release this because you're already protected if you're in that higher elevated space. But I'm just seeing this feel like a very bumpy transition currently, which is okay. You're like having a major breakthrough currently. This is definitely like things that go along with ascension symptoms, especially psychologically. But this is like a lightning that's happening. Yeah, you're going to find that there had been something that felt so challenging and difficult moving through this, like in a spiritual and psychological way. And now there's just the releasing of it. Like, oh, I don't have to carry that anymore. It doesn't have to be intense like this anymore. It doesn't have to be heavy anymore. So I'm seeing like a letting go. But in order to do this, you needed to get yourself in this space mentally. It's all connected with releasing and being in the present moment and having that be all there is. Just you in the present and releasing yourself from your past and anything that you don't want to hold on to anymore. Because now it's like if you're holding on to something, it's deliberate, right? So if you're holding on to anger, it's deliberate. If you're holding on to resentment, it's deliberate. If you're keeping score, it's deliberate. So this is about going through and plucking all of that out and releasing it so you can lighten, so you can enjoy. Because you move from 10 of Wands, which is things feeling very challenging, feeling very difficult. I don't feel like I can move on anymore. I feel like I'm totally stuck. I'm totally weighed down. To 6 of Swords, which is moving away from that. To 9 of Pentacles. Now I get to enjoy things. I get to enjoy what I'm letting go of because it's making more room for the things that I actually want to experience. So you move from stress to enjoyment. And that's the whole point of this. It goes from things being challenging and difficult to being an expression of joy and excitement and learning and peace. I'm seeing too that a way that you can do this slowly is by, even if you're not ready to let go of certain things, trying to shift your focus towards what you enjoy and what you like to do and what feels exciting to you and being moved by that, because that's going to be able to teach you what you can let go of that you don't want to hold on to anymore. So it's like holding on to the joy, if that's what you want to hold on to, holding on to the excitement, moving in that direction. And you're basically like teaching yourself to recenter and refocus on the higher vibrational things rather than the lower vibrational things. So there are like many different processes that you can be practicing simultaneously, all these different vehicles that are going to get you to where you want to go. And they can be used in tandem or they can be used by themselves. But you have to be open to it, because if you're closed off, you're not going to be receptive. And being receptive is very important here, because it's ultimately being receptive to your own true and divine nature. And that's what you're opening up to. I'm seeing your guides and spirit be working very closely with you through this. But before, there may have been something that you like weren't willing to like wake up to or even see of yourself, or you felt like you needed to protect yourself and your nature. But in doing that and becoming protective, all of the defenses sort of like closed you in and did not allow you to fully express that connection. And now this is something that's like reconnecting currently. But again, it's a process. We start with Temperance and we end with the Star here. And this is you like sort of coming into your own and going through this awakening right now of your mission, of your purpose, and of especially of your divine energy. And origination, I'm also hearing. I'm seeing Aquarius and Sagittarius and also Uranus. Uranus is also about like being an individual and being in full acceptance of who you are and what you are and just like you. Even if it feels different than other people, it's like recognizing the beauty of that, of you in all of your light, in all aspects, and allowing yourself to just be yourself, giving yourself permission to be yourself. Even though I'm seeing there be many reasons why you stopped allowing that to happen, where you were protecting yourself, and now you're letting go of that because you're seeing that you don't need it anymore when you're in this higher frequency. It's basically like before you were in an environment where you needed to protect yourself because things that could penetrate you were being thrown at you, but now you're able to rise up to a higher vibration where things are thrown but they cannot affect you if you allow yourself to be up in that high space, but you're going to have to release things in order to rise up, is essentially what's happening in the best like metaphorical way for me to explain even like metaphysically what's going on here. All right, with that being said, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.